Are you ready? We go. All right. Welcome to the Outcast. I'm Sam Weezy, and he is JoJo.
JoJo.
We are the two hosts
Yes.
of the Outcast. All right.
The Outcast podcast cast.
So let me tell you guys a little bit about this. This has been our dream for about 3 days now.
3 days. 3 days.
And in those 3 days, you don't have to understand. We were like,
oh my god,
we were getting so many things done in those.
so many things, so much work being put into this.
And in those 3 days, we learned so much about how hard it is to come up with a name.
Yes, that was our hardest part, honestly.
That was the hardest part.
Literally, not too long before this, we resolved everything. Yes, we're still thinking everything, but luckily, now that you all are here, we've solved it. We're gonna have a great time. We have many topics, and remember, every Friday. Today was an exception. First episode. You got to get everything together. Things happen. But I hope you guys are going to be with us on this, and now I'm going to hand it to the Wheeze.
Me. That is me. All right. Now, I just want to say thank you for stopping by.
Yes.
Whether you're literally one of the people that I sent the link to, or if you actually found it.
Yes. Where you find two random teenagers talking. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you get to look at us talk and laugh.
I mean, look at these faces. I mean, come on.
Come on.
You wouldn't want to stay with us for an hour, like.
For an hour.
An hour, guys.
All right. So, whether you're watching it live or on the playback, it doesn't matter. We're just so glad that you're giving us your time and attention.
Yes.
That's
very important.
Jumping in to our first topic, we all know what it is. We're going to talk about some quarantine.
Yep.
Now, you know that all of it, quarantine sucks. Quarantine sucks. No one has to say it twice.
Boring.
Quarantine it's so boring. And that kind of segues me into my first topic about quarantine.
Yes.
You ever been in that situation where it's like a normal like school day? If you're homeschooled or normal school, it doesn't matter. You're playing and then your parents tell you to get off, right?
Yes.
And
the dreaded call.
Yeah, the dreaded call. You're literally, after they leave or whatever, you're like, you're just thinking to yourself, you wish that you could play all the time. Like all day, every day. All day, every day. But now that we actually get to do it, you'll notice how bored you get whenever you play all day.
Yep.
Whenever you play all day, you get so bored.
It's sort of like a thing when I'm in summer vacation and like halfway into it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do whatever I want. Then in the other half, I'm really starting to question life. I'm like, what am I doing anymore?
You're like, yeah, you do, because like,
it feels like I have to do something.
Exactly. Like, it feels like you have to do something productive.
Yeah.
But before you always wanted to game, and now that you're always gaming, you're like, you want to like read a book or whatever. Like
to do something to change a pace and to make it rewarding to actually play the game.
Exactly. And I feel like that's what school has become. Now, like, now that I'm on this side of like the thing, I feel like
welcome.
It's really. Was that someone in chat or like just welcome?
Oh no, you. Welcome to this side
welcome
of
to
the boring spectrum.
I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, because like me, like it's literally I'll be sitting in bed on my phone, like not wanting to play games, and I'm over here thinking that I'd never be that person, you know, that just doesn't want to play 24/7, you know?
Yeah.
All right, now segueing into the next topic on quarantine. As most of y'all know, if you live in Georgia specifically, I don't know about any other states because we didn't really do our research for quarantine at least.
Because
for every other
it's literally the whole world, so it's hard to.
Yeah, it's
gonna base it here.
So yeah, but base it here. So in Georgia, at least, Governor Brian Kemp has agreed to like totally open up everything back up.
Yep.
This past Friday. It was Monday at the beginning was like restaurants and like
nail salons, bowling alleys.
Yeah, and then this past Friday
movie
was
theaters.
Yeah, theaters. It was the bigger quantities of people that were coming.
The bigger.
And the main reason is that if you guys didn't know, oil barrels dropped to below $1 when they're usually like 80 plus.
Yeah.
Like 80 plus, and then we'll drop
Economy.
to below $1.
Yes.
The economy crashed.
Yes, it
Not
did.
as bad as the Great Depression, but
Yes. It's
it didn't go
getting,
so bad.
yeah, it's not going good at all, but um gas is super cheap too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of because the demand. I mean,
Not that it matters to me yet. But
yeah, not yet.
still, just a thing to notice. It's just with all this going on, is that like it's not only that people are getting bored, and then like it's so crazy, really, because you see people and they're like, I wish I could just go home. I'm tired of working. I need 6 months off twice a year. Then when you have to stay home for a period
Yeah,
of time, people like can't do anything but want to get out.
exactly.
And I guess so if you like being outside, but it's just a real weird thing happening.
Yeah, I think it's totally insane about everything that's been happening. I think it's just it just makes you think about you never there's the saying you never appreciate something until it's gone.
Yep.
You know, and now that our social lives are gone, you're like when you're like emotionally and like physically, mentally spent,
Yeah.
and you're like I suppose you get a break, but whenever you get a break for months,
At a time, it's just like
you just start to miss it.
you
Like,
you, you
and I'm
start.
sure most of
Hmm.
I was like
Yeah.
you just start to think about what you had, and and these few months will feel like years.
Yeah, it's like once you have your path or like a schedule of something you're used to doing, and then for some reason you get thrown off that schedule, whether it be
Yeah,
scheduled or not, then whether staying up to 3 o'clock in the morning scheduled, but whether you're doing something
yeah,
and then you're just used to it, and then you just get thrown off track, and having to do maybe the exact opposite for such a long time that it could get crazy, and that's why you gotta find things to do in quarantine. Hence this
yeah,
podcast, which will be on past quarantine, obviously.
yeah. So adding on to that, this podcast will be on after quarantine.
Yes.
I feel like this story needs to be mentioned. Before, whenever we were thinking of names, we thought of Corona
Yes,
Cast.
Corona
We thought
Cast.
of Corona Cast. I thought of
Yes.
Corona Cast, right? And this man over here, he was all on board with it.
Yeah.
But I had to bring up the
But
logical point for the future. It's like, if we're gonna continue this, then we can't, we can't
can't
do that
stay
because
like that.
it'll be past. I mean, I guess it would be cool in the future if someone asked us why it's called Corona Cast, we'll be like,
And then we'd be like,
here's a story.
a
It was a
story.
nightmare. It was a nightmare. I
Most
will say.
definitely.
I know it is for me. I mean,
I
staying
mean,
home, it's kind of a drag.
not getting
Like,
to see anybody at all.
well, yeah, but like just today, I went over to my grandparents and like saw my cousins and stuff, and I'm like, I missed all of you so much. you know. Well, your family's in St. Louis, so I mean, you can't
Yes,
really
up there. Up
can't just
there.
can't just drive 10 minutes to St. Louis.
We're like 10
Stupid.
hours.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So time check, buddy. What are we at?
We're at a good 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Thought I'd
So
be further
moving
along.
on.
Yes.
So
Oh, wait, wait,
moving
wait, wait.
on.
Things to do in quarantine, kids. First of all, get creative, okay?
Watch the Outcast.
Yes, like I mean, honestly, like really, kids, children, ages 12 to whatever humans die off at. That is the best thing you could be wasting your time on, but you're not actually wasting your time. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You can enjoy your
Indeed.
cake. Isn't that the point? You can enjoy this
Yeah.
podcast. And the good thing about our podcast is it's not just going to be about one topic. It's more based upon what we like and what we're interested into. But it's going to be covering like, real stuff, games, esports,
Yeah.
whatever's popular, which we have
hmm
some of our subjects today. So, right?
Yeah. So getting into that first subject, other than Corona,
Yes.
the COVID-19, the pandemic, we're just gonna move on to some more lighthearted, a lot more lighthearted subjects. First of all, starting with the Valorant Valorant, this new
It's
tactical
super
5v5 shooter.
lighthearted.
Super lighthearted.
Yes.
Okay.
Besides
Super
the actual
lighthearted.
point of the game, super
Super
lighthearted.
lighthearted, somewhat frustrating.
Yes.
I
Very creative.
we love it. We love the game. Like,
It's honestly, if I were to list my favorite, I guess I say shooting games because story mode games really go
FPS.
in the same
Yeah,
even
yeah.
category. It would probably go if I were to do it now based upon my interest, maybe it'll change, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would go somewhere like Valorant, Siege, and then I would just say Apex purely because to just put a battle royale, I would cap that
Yeah.
at the bottom because battle royale is like my least favorite out of FPS games. So it would be that.
It didn't used to be.
It
Now it
didn't.
is.
Well, I mean, it didn't used to be for you either. But then we found
Yes.
Siege, which
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be playing back on PC soon. Shout
PC
out to
soon.
his
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Yes. Promote
Yeah.
yourself.
So. Yeah. I need publicity.
Yes,
Now
he
we're moving
does.
on. All right. So, Valorant.
He has a series called Quarantine Craft. You should watch it.
Yes. Yes. You should watch it. You should
Yes.
watch it.
3 parts up now.
3 parts up now. The diversity is stunning.
Oh yes.
My last few videos have been
You
quarantine
should
episode 1, 2,
really
and
look,
3.
but on the side, you should really look at his first video. That's a good one. That's a
That's a
good one.
banger, dude.
That's a
That
banger, my man.
may have been picking on my cousin, but you have to find out why
But who
by
doesn't?
going to my
Yes.
channel.
To be continued.
All right, all right. Now back
Yes.
to Valorant.
Yes.
The first part we were going to talk about the patch, but we want to talk about the impact that it's had on the esports community.
Yes.
And you wanna
I'll
add on
segue
that?
into that. So
Please.
with the impact of Valorant coming in, it has broken records on Twitch for having the most views in a category ever, I believe.
Mhm.
Having like 1 million, around 1.2, it was just a lot of viewers.
Yeah,
More than
it was
Fortnite ever got.
more than Apex.
More
I'm
than
pretty sure
Apex,
that
definitely.
it yeah, because Apex broke Fortnite's first
And
record, right?
yes, it
Yeah,
did. And
they did.
this thing stayed on 1 million views for days, and it was
For
crazy.
days.
And it's still from the categories I
I
have,
think it's
which
like
is
yeah. Hold on, let me.
yeah.
You keep talking.
Because from the
I'll look
categories
at the
I
numbers.
have, which is like Valorant, of course, Apex Legends, Fortnite, and Siege, it is at the top.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
has at least over 600,000 views, if not more, on an average, and
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think
fluctuating much.
yeah
Anything
on
is
an
going
average,
up.
yeah, it's definitely 600,000, and
Yeah.
like I think that most of it, I think that the reason it probably got 1 million in the first place is because people were wanting those beta keys.
Yeah,
People
you
still
want the
want those
keys.
beta
They were.
keys.
I
People
was.
want those beta keys.
Riot was extremely smart with doing it this way because they get
Yeah.
people not only wanting to be engaged, but they get views, they get money, they get like
Yeah, so right
so much
now,
promotion.
let me get here. Valorant right now, it's kind of low right now. It's kind
It
of weird,
is
but
like
it's
11
at
o'clock.
341k viewers,
Hmm.
while Minecraft has 70k, Apex has 23.1k, and Fortnite is surprisingly doing better than Apex right now with 113k.
Can you check League?
Yeah, League is at 151k right now. And
So
Overwatch at 19.
League of Legends on Twitch is
Yeah.
like so strong. Well, one
Mhm.
thing, check Rocket League.
Check
Maybe.
Rocket League. All right.
Yes. I'm just interested to see what their viewership's like. Is it high or low?
Yeah, let me actually let me do this. Let me do this.
Yes.
I think this will be the
Yeah,
best option for us.
Yeah, do it.
Sure. All right. So if you look up Rocket League, if I can spell it, there's Rocket League. It's at right now. Below. I'm getting a little tired over there. 11k. It's at 11k viewers right now.
Yes, which isn't a lot at all.
That isn't that high. Well,
all you Rocket League fans out there, sorry.
Yes, well, I mean, Siege is at 10.8k right now, so I guess
yeah,
it's a little better than Siege.
It's an old
I like
game.
here it says driving/racing game. It's
because
not a racing game
driving and
whatsoever.
racing is not
It's
racing.
not. Oh, not a
Because it
racing
has
game.
cars doesn't mean
And
it's
back
racing.
here,
But yeah, back to the impact of it. It's been crazy.
yeah,
You've seen content creators. One thing I like about Valorant is that I think for the most part, people genuinely sort of like it. For all, it's only on PC,
yeah,
but when you see creators for like when Apex came out, people were playing it because like, and I'm not shaming anybody who does this.
no, no,
Money is money and whatever, but it kind of annoyed me to see people play Apex and then drop it after like a month or so after their sponsorship deal. Whatever happened, they would just
yeah,
play it for a set amount of time and they go back to their other content. This actually you're seeing like I believe I'm not sure, I may be wrong, but I think Myth probably was invited to play Apex or something,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
stopped playing after a while. But with Valorant, that's all he's been
He's
doing.
yeah, that's all he's been doing.
My
Like
man,
I
the Omen
actually, yeah,
master.
I saw him. I saw him earlier. I when I was at actually when I was at my grandparents' house, I was helping my cousin like set up a Twitch account because I was trying to get him the beta, right?
Right.
And I saw Myth not doing Valorant. He was doing the just chatting category.
Hmm.
So like it was surprising to see that. But I feel like yeah, he's been pumping out Valorant like streams for at least a week.
You've
Like
seen Shroud is probably
oh yeah,
the
Shroud's better.
he's probably the best. Well, I'm not well, not saying not best, but one of the best people to be playing this because he has a really big fan base, and he was the
Yeah,
CS:GO World Champion, so he would know the most about this. And he said his opinion about Raze, and we'll get into that in a minute. But
we will. Yeah, we
it
will. We will.
worked. And then you see Ninja doing Valorant content along with Fortnite, obviously, and then you see two-time Doctor Disrespect, obviously doing content. Shroud to him, they're pretty good together. But yeah. Next thing, Valorant made some some patches
Yeah,
in their
patch
game.
notes,
You want to get to those?
and we're about to get to those right now. And if
Yes.
you guys haven't seen them, you can see them right here. And I'm gonna screen share again.
Forgive me for yawning.
Um,
I don't know why.
it's
Yes.
fine. It's
So
fine. So
one thing
those are
before
the
we
Valorant
read the
patch notes.
patch notes is that Shroud mentioned how they should nerf Raze, because if you didn't know, that Raze is a very overpowered agent in Valorant, and
Mhm.
she needed to be nerfed. She had two cluster grenades that you could throw at people. They blow up. It's just way too broken to keep chucking them. So what they did with the
Definitely.
Raze, Shroud put his input on. I'm not saying this is all because of Shroud. It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes into detail with Valorant and the devs and stuff, but I'm just saying he
Yeah.
put in his input, and it seems like his input directly affected the outcome of this update. Because they
Definitely.
literally, I think, did what he said to do. I think he might have said make it one explosion, but they gave Raze one grenade, and as you can see in these
One
patch
grenade
notes here.
rather than two. Yeah, so it
Yes.
says raise reduced paint shells, which is her grenades, from 2 to 1. And now paint shells have a kill reset, requiring a player to get 2 kills to refresh the cooldown. So you have to throw the grenade, and in that explosion, get 2 kills out of it to automatically get 1 more.
Or you could
And
just
it
go
says,
around
yeah,
and get two people if you've already used your grenade, but most of the time when you throw a grenade, you're probably gonna get two people, if we're being real.
exactly. So, and especially with those paint shell clusters, like those,
And
you get destroyed
and
if you
if
get caught in a corner.
and if it's your whole team there, you'll get chained on with that. If you've played a game like Overwatch, they chain abilities a
Yeah.
lot. If she
Mm-hmm.
just throws her grenade at two of you, and then the other two are right there, what do you think she's gonna do now? Now you can
Yeah.
only in a game, of course, you can only get two grenades no matter what, because five people, two people each grenade. That's four people. You can't, one person left. It's an odd, so you can only get two, obviously. Quick maths, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
and her ultimate. I'm gonna be real. Playing Raze as much as I did, I, I wouldn't say she's a dummy-proof character, but
Mm-hmm.
that she's the most dummy-proof character. But her ultimate isn't broken in my opinion. Yeah, it's a little broken if you have like 3, 4, the whole team in front of you, and then you just do her ultimate, and then it's an ace. That's broken, but you gotta consider the fact that one, unless you have some serious strategy going on, you probably shouldn't all be together in the first place. And two, you can miss with Raze's ultimate easily. You can just walk out the
Definitely.
way. It's not that hard. If you're Jet, literally just strafe out the way. It's not that hard to miss it.
Literally.
Normally when
Yeah.
Raze does her ultimate, if I'm Jet, I would updraft once, and
Mhm.
you might want to updraft twice because I've had its splash effect and it would kill me anyways. But
Yeah.
if I
I've
were
seen
to,
it happen.
yes, and considering I don't have a full team yet of Valorant players, but if I were to
Yeah.
give any tips and stuff, first of all, if you didn't know that when you have LMGs, if you crouch, LMGs have increased accuracy for crouching, and if you're using an LMG, I would crouch then stand. Well, crouch and stand still, obviously, but don't crouch with other weapons unless you have to, because crouching reduces your first shot accuracy,
First shot
and
accuracy.
don't
Yeah.
move while you shoot unless you have to again. If
Yeah.
you're moving while you're shooting, it's gonna mess up your accuracy. I know that
I learned
sounds
that the hard
obvious,
way.
but like
Yeah.
in a game like Apex, you can slide down a hill and laser somebody. In this game, if you're
Mhm.
moving while shooting, you will miss.
You
Unless
will miss
unless you're
everything.
unless you're just like plugged yourself into a computer or your shroud and you could just shoot whenever you want and it'll hit something.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And speaking about this, another topic I want to bring up, which
Yeah.
probably forgot to tell you, but your personal thoughts about Valorant. Like, what do you think about the different agents? Let's go through that. Like, would you like to start
Okay.
or me?
So I'll talk. I'll talk.
Okay,
I'll
go ahead.
talk. Or we'll get back to these patches in a second. Let me
Yes.
just stop streaming and then go back to me. Yeah. So I think for me personally, if you none of you have seen me play since I don't. So let me explain. I have a
Yes,
really
explain.
really old computer, right?
It's pretty dated.
My computer, it's very yes,
Yes.
it's very old and it struggles to run the game that's meant to be able to be ran by old
The
PCs.
computer struggles to run itself. Let's just
Basically,
say that. My man's
let's just
working
say that.
on 5 FPS. He is doing the best he can.
Yeah, I think I average 7 to 10,
Yes,
like
it's
average. It's very bad.
not.
Whenever I get
You go ahead.
what? No, you go. No, you go. You go.
Not the best case for playing a game that is it's honestly a forgiving game. It's not like
Yeah,
you
I
get
mean,
5 FPS in Fortnite. I don't know why you're playing Fortnite. there's
yeah,
there's
it's
no
like
reason.
whenever I get my new PC, which will be probably after quarantine. That's when my dad told me.
Yes.
We really never know if your parents are telling the truth. Anyway, but
Watch out,
like,
kids.
yeah, watch out for those parents, kids. Gotta be careful.
The guy.
Yeah. So back to my agents or who I play.
Yes.
I personally play Phoenix. Now
Yes.
Phoenix,
Thanks to me.
he's not totally wrong. Yeah, like I remember the day. So I used to be an Omen main. Now with Omen, he's a teleporting assassin. Let's just put it that way.
He's
Like
Reaper.
he's Reaper from Overwatch.
Literally.
His three abilities are a blinding orb, teleportation,
Deafening orb.
and
Doesn't
no,
it like
it's
make
like
it quiet?
no, it shrouds your vision in like an orb.
Forgive me, I don't play Omen.
Yeah, yeah,
And I honestly should have taken the time to do this, but like, just for my case scenario, if I see something in Valorant that looks bad, I'm not going into it. Obviously, I know Omen's cloud thing, it like makes it quiet inside the cloud. And I just know not to go in it because Omens know better than I do than going into the cloud. But go ahead.
Anyway, yeah. So his three abilities: he has a blinding orb, he has the little smoke that he can throw down, and I want to call it like a cloak or something. I think
Cloak.
a cloak little orb that he slow throws down that you can
Yes.
buy like three, two, two.
Yeah.
I
Too.
remember.
And
And then he has the teleportation. You can teleport, and you just look at the ground, and then it'll have a little circle in front of you, and that'll be where you teleport.
it's
And
literally
it
Reaper.
takes literally Reaper. It takes a few seconds to activate though. Like
I could not
when you
tell
click,
you
there's an animation.
probably a
What?
more scary thing than you playing. Try to clutch up. It's a
Yeah.
1v1 versus an Omen, and you see the freaking like shadow come out the ground and poke his head up and look, and then he's
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
I'm like, oh no, I am not dealing with
Literally,
that.
that's like. I mean that's true, and also his ultimate. His ultimate it's a free reign to go anywhere on the map.
Yes, that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Anywhere on the map, a good thing or a bad thing.
Yes.
Like he literally reading. Anyway,
notes.
So like so whenever you click X or whatever button you have ready for your ult, it'll bring up like a map. It'll bring up the game map, right? And then you can click wherever you want us to teleport to. The way that I used to use it whenever I used to play Omen is I would get a really powerful gun, and then as the beginning of the round, like spawn at their spawn and then flank them.
Yes.
That is probably. There are other ways. It's more situational.
You would have to know paths that you could spawn without them seeing you, and
yeah,
I haven't tried because I don't use Omen again. But you could do some really crazy plant strategies with Omen.
Yeah.
As of course you could. And speaking of buttons, buddy, you gotta get yourself a new mouse.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, before
you
I
need
get
a
my
mouse.
new PC, though.
You don't need a mouse for Valorant, but you should get a gaming mouse.
You should get one. You see me? I'm over here with my HP. And my Acer normal. And before I get my new PC, I will be getting a new mouse, Logitech or Razer. I may be getting the one that he has. I don't know. And then the PC, I just need. I'm
telling you, Logitech is better.
Logitech. I may just go with Logitech, but
just go with what your heart tells you to go with. Logitech.
Gosh, you.
Logitech. yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah. So and then.
But now you main Phoenix.
I main Phoenix. Yeah. So Phoenix. If you, I don't want this to sound bad, but if you like fire, if you're an arsonist, that's bad. But
if you like to see the world burn.
If you like to see the world burn before you.
By the way, there's a One Piece character called Burn D World. His first name is Burn, his middle name is D, and his last name is World, which is interesting. But go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. All right. Yeah, if you like fire in games.
If you were that kid that was your favorite ninja was Kai out of the group, they go with Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah. Unless you're playing with us, because you're not getting Phoenix.
To all you J fans out there, I see you. I see you.
To all you J fans, Sova is kind of that guy.
Yeah, and all you Lloyd. Lloyd, get out of here. But yeah, how do you like Phoenix?
Fans.
Yeah.
So Phoenix is my main. Therefore, I like him a lot.
Bro.
His 3 abilities is, bro. He's a British. He's KSI. He's KSI. He's KSI.
He is KSI.
So his 3 abilities, he has. It's called He has a fireball that he can throw down, and it's like an AOE kind of thing, to where it can heal yourself. You can heal yourself, but it'll burn other people.
Yes.
And even your teammates. Do not team kill. I did that once.
It does not make them happy.
It doesn't make them happy. Get ready to have to be called some mean words over game chat.
Yes, remember, you cannot get banned yet.
You can't get banned yet because there's no report button. Because apparently, fair anti-cheat is the best thing.
It is godly levels of anti-cheat.
The Riot Vanguard anti-cheat is the best thing that you can ever have.
But the Valorant community seems kind of, half of them are kind of like mad if you don't do stuff right, but most of them seem fairly nice, even if we pick on it. But Shroud, just for an example of this, and we'll get back to that, and then we can segue right into patches. But Shroud, I saw one of his recent videos, he ran to a cheater, and the enemy team blocked the cheater in, so Shroud and his team could kill the cheater every time. They literally used their characters to block him in, so he couldn't do anything. So that's pretty funny to know that if you're on a cheater's team, at least they don't go along with it. And I wouldn't recommend you guys, if you're in a game with a cheater, I would make it a point to not stop, but at least show the other team that you don't condone this. Or maybe not try to win, because that's just showing it like you're using this cheater as your pawn.
Yeah, it's a cheater advantage. Exactly.
Yeah, cheater advantage, and it's not fair. In that cheater I saw in Shroud's video, he doesn't even have to look at you. You see him and he's gone. The only way you could get rid of the cheater is if you, I don't know, ult and then it gets him some way, or unless you're just better than hacks. Go
Yeah.
figure. If Shroud's not better than hacks, then I don't know what is. But like Phoenix main and Phoenix Jet, very good entry fraggers. Very
Yeah,
important.
very
At least
like
to have one maybe on your team.
definitely. And back to talking about Phoenix. It's very hard to be an entry fragger whenever your frames average 7. But Jojo can confirm this. You could say I've adapted more to the lag because before I would literally
He would,
try and swing my mouse and try and hit someone. No, but like I can't do that
yes.
anymore because you have to move a little
And
slower.
and to be fair, it's like I think your first time playing a game on PC. Like
On
this is
PC
a
anyway.
game, yeah, on PC. So you
That
have to
and
adapt to
also
that
yeah,
too. And you're doing
that too.
to be playing on 510 frames. You've been doing great. Uh, I get mad if I'm going under 120 frames.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
gosh darn it,
You
it's 60
should hear
frames.
this man. You should hear this man whenever he's going under. He's like, "Oh, I'm like you right now. Oh my god. Oh my frames. Stop. I'm
Uh,
lagging. I need to reset my client. Oh my god.
oh my
Like,
god.
it's
Oh
insane.
my god, I'm
It's like
only at 100 frames.
it's like, and I'm over here like,
Like this man,
can't even.
as one of my favorite memes. Sir, you're not a clown. You're an entire
You're
circus.
a entire circus. All
Yes.
right.
All right,
Now
but
back
now
to
to my mains.
I didn't finish. I didn't
Okay,
finish
go
their
ahead,
abilities.
Rage. He wants to soak up all the time this podcast. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me at least finish the Phoenix abilities.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
His second ability that you can have is a flame wall, which will again like the AoE fireball, it will heal you and hurt others.
Yes.
And again, teammates. And last he has Valorant's version of a flashbang. It's called the curveball, and you it's your E. No, it's your Q. It's your Q, and whenever you hit it, he'll have like a little flashbang in his hand, right? And you can use the left or the right to curve which direction. It's pretty self-explanatory
Yes.
whenever you actually see it, but um, I think that it has a lessened effect if you flash yourself because you can flash yourself, and it has a very prolonged effect on enemies. And
Yes.
I haven't been flashed myself, so teammates,
And
is this
sadly, you've forgotten one ability Phoenix can do. Well, this is gonna look backwards to you all, but if you can't read this, it says "Joke's over." You're dead. Well, it would have said that, but his ultimate, of course.
his ultimate?
Yes, his
His
Revenant.
ultimate
He's
really
Revenant.
his ultimate really lives up to his name, Phoenix. So your ultimate, whenever you activate it,
Yes.
it'll have a fiery ring underneath you where you activated it, and then you'll have a set amount of time. I haven't really timed it, so I don't know exactly the time, but you'll have enough time to scout out an area or go into where you think the enemies are and kill them.
Mhm.
And then if you die, you automatically respawn back to where you started with 100
It's
health.
now in this form, as stated again. I play
Yeah.
Phoenix, but some things is a new game, so I haven't paid attention to everything. I'll start doing that, but like I think you have 100 health with your thing, and I think because I noticed when I was Phoenix, I'm not sure if this was just me seeing things, but
Mm.
when you get shot at, your health goes down as you're the what you want to call it, the fake version of Phoenix. So I
Yeah,
don't know
his
if
yeah.
you just continuously get sprayed and you get to 100 health, your fake self just goes back, but
Oh, okay, so
you don't take
let
actual
me explain.
damage.
Yeah, let me explain that part. So it doesn't matter what health you're at whenever you start your ultimate. You stay with that amount of health, and then you go out, and then you get shot the rest of the time for your health to go down, and then you'll automatically respawn back to where you started with 100 health.
Yes,
So
but now that I
yeah,
think of it, you can kill the fake Phoenix because one day I just sprayed him and he just poof, just evaporated. So yeah,
exactly. Like no, because also
it would be
some
so
phoenixes
broken if you couldn't.
yeah, like also like some phoenixes like myself, I'll use my ability just cause like, and they're there. I'll do it just cause I only have 30 health, and I'll try and like get off a frag and then respawn with 100 and try to go back at it again to maybe get another one.
Yeah.
It's it's situational how you use it, but you know,
And make sure
that's
that you don't, like, if you have diffuser, I wouldn't recommend using your Phoenix thing on top of it, because somebody's just gonna be like, okay, he's gonna run it back, and I'll just wait right here where the little circle is,
circle
and then
is
you're a goner. Now, if you're Phoenix and then you get revived and then you run it back and you still die, then I have lost all respect for you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I've done that. I
once,
may have done that once.
what? Yeah,
Once, and that was the first day I started playing Phoenix in the first place. So I mean,
yeah.
no.
Now, let me get into
Now,
my operators, agents, finally.
agents.
The things I want to say. Then finally we could get back to the patches. But and again, sorry if the
Yes.
time might be off with this episode. We strive for an hour, but sometimes it might be hour a little
What are we at
longer,
now?
a little short. We're
Where are
at
we at now?
35 minutes.
We
So
are. Wow.
time flies when
It
you're having
does.
fun. I'm having
I,
fun, but
I
like when you're
well,
playing
yeah,
games,
I'm
it
having
like,
fun, dude.
yeah, I'll be like, oh shoot, I've been on 6 hours. Time to go. But um, if I were to rank characters in Siege, like from S tier to the bottom tier, I'll write it down on a list so it can be
Wait a minute.
easy here.
Did you say Siege or do you mean Valorant?
I meant Valorant. Thank you, co-anchor. Uh, um,
Just host. We're, we're,
host.
we're, we're both hosts.
Yeah, if I were to put S tier, A tier, B
B
tier,
tier, C
C
tier,
tier,
and then just skip D and input F.
and then put F tier. Um.
I was gonna make a joke. Sorry.
Oh no! Keep going.
No, I'm not gonna make the joke. You just.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very much sure. I don't want to make that joke because I want to keep
Okay.
this as PG as possible.
Oh, of course.
If you watch my streams or videos, you'll know that I'm not PG on there.
13.
But here,
R. M A. Crap.
yeah.
Okay, so if I were to put S tier, I would put definitely Cypher. Cypher is an S tier. Sage is an S tier.
Explain what they do.
I am.
Oh, okay.
So, and again, I can't exactly explain it the best as a Cypher main could because I haven't played Cypher yet, but I should by like maybe tomorrow. But Cypher, Sage, and let me think. Cypher and Sage would be my two S tiers, and this is sort of kind of copying Shroud's list, but it's his list, and it's a good list in general. Cypher is the best you could get in Intel as for now. It's the best Intel. Um, Now, just a side note, Raze would be an S tier, but they nerfed her, so I'm gonna give her a little break. Cypher is the best you could get with Intel. He has traps. They slow you down. They make noise. They do damage to you. You have to look back and break them. It is so inconvenient.
It's so annoying.
He has his smokes, which they don't even look like smokes, which is probably why I hate them more. Because they're
like
fusing.
cyber cages.
Yes, and I don't. They're cyber
cages,
cages, and his ultimate literally shows everybody on the map. He has a camera.
So
okay,
so his ultimate. The way his ultimate works is that it only works if the person is dead. So if you play someone like Dokkaebi on Siege, we're just gonna just make this analogy here. If you played with Dokkaebi on Siege, you know that if you kill someone, they automatically drop a phone that you can scan and then you can get their cameras and all that. Well, with Cypher, you kill someone, use your ultimate, and he'll take off his hat. Creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Cypher without his hat is creepy as heck, dude.
It's a cursed image.
It's a cursed image in itself. He takes off his hat and then he scans the dead enemy, and then it'll play his little cue. I know exactly where
I know exactly where you are.
And then it plays that cartoon sound effect something, and then it'll show everyone in like an infrared through walls, or your enemy infrared through walls. It's basically Widowmaker.
Basically. And along with that, I would say Cypher S tier, Sage is a S tier. Cypher, Sage, honestly a necessity for a team if you're doing competitive or you just want to win.
I agree.
More for like competitive, more you want to have a 5-stack so it can communicate. You have Sages that don't even heal you half the time. But Cypher, Sage, definitely S tier. Raze, Omen, and Brimstone, I would put in and guys, if you want to look this up, I'm not gonna explain every character
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
for the sake of simplicity.
We'll just talk about what
Yeah,
they basically are.
basically doing. So Raze is the A tier. She was like a S tier because she was just blatantly broken. She's a bit more balanced now, so I give her A tier. Some of you could disagree, but this is my ranking. Omen, I give an A tier. He's just very. The fact that he can teleport across the map, that gives him high status too. He has utility. Go ahead. And Brimstone, he has utility too. He has an airstrike. He has smokes. He has Molly and all that stuff. Now, going to B tier, I would probably put in. I have in this list. I made it wrong. I would probably put Breach. I don't know much about Breach, but I would probably put him in A tier too. But in B tier, we have Viper, Phoenix. I just don't think Viper. I personally don't like playing Viper. She's very useful, but her. Oh, 1 second, stream. Technical difficulties. 1 second. Okay, so we'll just resume like this for now. Viper. Viper is fine, but again, she's not.
Sorry, I'm back.
No, it's okay. I was saying Viper is more of a B tier in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
She's not too crazy. She's not that great to me. The only problem I have with Viper is that once she's dead, she's kind of pretty useless. Like with Sage, at least after she's dead, you still have her wall. But Viper would be a B tier. I'd say Breach. Don't know much about Breach again, so this could change, but he would be A tier too. Sorry, man. Phoenix is a B tier. Phoenix.
I mean,
now, Phoenix himself. He is a great character, but he's an entry fragger. I mean, he's
same thing with Jet.
He's a little. No, I'll get to her. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix. I don't want to say is a one-trick pony, but that goes for any entry fragger. You entry frag, either you die on the bat, or you wipe, or you pop off. You're not gonna be much utility, and that's what I'm basing this off of. Phoenix is in B tier. This leads me, and I said, yeah, Breach is still up there. So Viper and Phoenix in B tier.
Let me ask something for Phoenix. Yeah, because like with Phoenix, his abilities are very like, I don't want to call them like, but I'll use this term. They're very selfish abilities because flashbangs they're used like they could be used by the whole team, but they're mostly used for himself whenever he's like caught in a corner.
Yes.
And his firewall is probably his firewall and his fireball are probably the two things that help the team out most because you're like you're blocking off areas, you're blocking sight.
It's very people. Fast ability, and like Viper's, where it could take a minute to throw up. Sage's, whatever she does like this, and then it rises. His is kind of fast. But bringing me to my next thing, I know this is like a weird ranking, but just for the sake of simplicity, again, C tier, which in this case is just gonna have to be the worst tier. Jet and Sova are the utter most trash characters in my opinion. And I'm sorry, I main Jet. I currently main Jet.
Yeah.
She is the most trash character. I do not dislike Jet. She's not a bad character. She hits on Phoenix too much. We don't talk about that. But Jet, she's probably the most. She's interesting. She has utility like smokes. She could go up high. She has high ground. She has the updraft. She has the dash. Very movement based character. The movement based agent. But the problem with Jet is, besides her smokes, which serve as utility, they only last a few seconds. They're like the shortest smokes in the game.
Yeah.
Her dash takes a while to charge back. Her best, honestly, her saving grace is the ability she could just jump up on high things without ease or needing a boost.
And then she can flutter.
She can float down from surfaces. Great ideas, great character. Just she serves no purpose but to be a good entry fragger and get eliminations. Phoenix can help a little bit, so can Jet. But if you were to ask me, okay, if we had to pick between a Jet and a good Phoenix, like if we had a, like I would totally just pick Phoenix probably because the other bad thing about her is maybe it's just me because I'm a little bad with her ultimate, but her ultimate is just kind of doo doo. I've seen good players use it, they've missed. It's a really
Yeah.
weird ultimate, really cool because it recharges after you get eliminations. It's just really weird, and I don't think Jet is that good in an overall team. Um, Next, Sova. Oh lord, let me get started on him. Sova. I do not like Sova for three-ish reasons. One, he's a good character. His scan doesn't go through walls. I know that's like a bad complaint, but one,
It's a line of sight. Yeah,
it's a
so
line of sight,
let me
and
explain. Let me
yes,
explain.
go ahead.
It's whenever you shoot your recon bolt, it has to have a straight line of sight from the bolt to the person.
Yes,
There can't be a wall in the way, a barrel in the way. No, it has to be a straight, like, point A to point B kind of thing.
yes,
That's one of the things that are kind of more balanced things, parts of it. But if you have a bad Sova that shoots on a wall and expects to get someone behind it,
yes.
it's just easy.
And honestly, you could just shoot the arrow at that point. You could just shoot it. Now, if you have a very good arrow, Sova, I suggest checking Shroud's video. He did some really cool things with Sova. You can literally shoot his dart over one side of the map and have it land on the other side of the map. And once it lands on the other side, you've literally given your team utility. I'm saying that's a great thing. You shoot it over a part of the map and it lands there and it scans people. Nobody's gonna expect that coming. And the fact that you can bank it off of things and make it bounce, that's a cool thing too. But besides that, he has his shock arrows, which are kind of cool, but like they are kind of risky to use because you can risk dying with it. But again, if you're a good Sova, you don't even have to worry. You can literally bounce it off of like two different walls, not even show yourself, just know how the map goes, bounce it off,
Yeah,
and then the whole team's shocked if they're there. Again, Sova's cool. His ultimate, I just personally don't like. It's a cool ultimate. One shots you, I believe. If you stand within the beam of it, it'll eventually one
yeah,
shot you. And it scans your location, and if it didn't one shot you, goes through walls. Cool. Just saying, Sova dies. He's useless. Cypher dies. At least you have traps, I guess.
yeah.
It's just Silver is the overall better intel. I would say if I were to make a team in Valorant, it would be Cypher, Sage, Brimstone. Um, Let me see. That's one, two, three. Brimstone, Breach. So Cypher, Sage, Brimstone, Breach,
And Phoenix or
Raze.
Jet.
Phoenix, Jet, or
Phoenix,
Raze. If I
yeah,
okay, I forgot. I kind of forgot about Raze. I would have to rank like just overall damage characters and entry fragging and all that stuff. It would have to go Raze, Phoenix, Jet, just because Raze is Raze. You're not unless they come up with another character. Raze is the epitome of I'm gonna do damage to you.
yeah,
You're gonna deal with it. Phoenix is a great character. I like him more than Raze, even though I don't play Phoenix. He's cool, not just because he's cool, but the things he could do. Yeah, that's the team I would have, and you could just throw in for the last person, whoever. But I think that's the best team you could go with. And let's look at the patch notes real quick.
yeah. I just want to say before we look at these, whenever you brought up the point that Jet hits on Phoenix too much, I think that that's another strong point of this game.
Yes,
Character development.
character is very good.
Character development. The characterization and how they interact with each other, like in the buy phase, during,
Yeah,
like in the end,
I
whenever
love
they
it
win. It's
when Sage is like she says something like we have to get rid of the Sage. I hate dying to my own ability twice. Like
yeah,
something like
exactly.
that.
No, yeah, no, like no, yeah. Jet says something like, Jet says, "Can you kill their healer? It sucks having to kill people twice." Like
Yes,
that kind of
there's kind
the
of
way they
aware of
interact,
what's going on.
the way that Edgy or Reaper Omen, he's like, Sage, do you ever wonder the life that you give? Do you ever wonder where it's taken
Where
from?
it's
Like
taken from.
stuff like that. It's like I don't. Okay, let's get past that
It's
because we
just
need
a
to
great
wrap up and go to
character.
Siege in a second.
Yeah, we're sitting at 50
Sage,
minutes.
yeah. So her slow orb got a little buff. Um,
Bunny hoppers.
bunny hoppers. If you don't know what bunny hopping is, it's kind of self-explanatory. Spam spacebar
Hmm?
and like bounce through, and that was the main way people that got through her slow orb. But now it'll whenever you jump, you'll jump a lot lower than you
Yes.
used to, right? Um, Next,
minor changes. I forgot.
minor changes. Yeah. Oh, right. Melee damage.
Yes.
So they buffed melee damage, and he said melee attacks now inflict double the damage per hit to destructibles. So not like melee damage to people, but melee damage to like you know destructible objects.
Like Sage's wall raises bot. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know why you'd be knifing raises bot, but I'm guessing that's it.
The
Anything
rest
else
of
on the
it is just
patches?
map updates and all that.
Just minor map updates, quality of life,
Map
bug
updates.
fixes.
Yeah.
But that leads
It's literally
us.
it.
Yeah, it's literally it. It's not much, but that leads us
And that
into
will lead us
Rainbow
to
Six Siege.
no
No.
competitive
Right!
matchmaking,
Competitive matchmaking. How can I
which is
forget?
probably
Just
favorite, like our
yeah, our
favorites.
favorite.
So
We're competitive.
since we kind of rambled on for such a great, we're just gonna breeze through this so we can get straight into Siege and all the stuff that.
Yes.
So we have the ranks here. If you can see, just
Yes, very
so
nice.
you have iron, which is the basically copper,
Yes.
iron, bronze, silver, gold,
Plat,
diamond,
Diamond,
immortal, and
Portal,
then of course Valor.
Valorant.
And now every tier has every category has 3 tiers, right?
Yes.
Except for Valorant, which is like ultra godliest, highest
Predator and
thing
Apex,
you can get.
basically.
Yeah, Predator and
And
Apex.
Siege is champion, probably.
Yeah,
It's,
champion. Yeah.
I hope to be there one day.
Me
And I
too.
don't doubt that
Whenever I get
because
my
we literally started the game on the first day, so.
literally the first
As long
day.
as we keep working, we'll get it and have a full team eventually. But
All right,
I'm very
so let
excited to
me.
get into ranked. It's gonna be a
We're
blast, especially when you get
we're
your new PC.
literally just yeah. So we're just gonna read this. Um, it says complete 20 unrated matches to competitive, 8 ranks, 3 tiers each, except the top rank, which is queue with up to 5-player parties, which must be within 2 ranks.
Yep.
So if you're used to Siege, where you have to be within 1,000 elo, you cannot play with each other. So
You just need to have a team that you play with all the time, so they don't get ahead or under you.
So less smurfing,
Yes.
which is good.
Which is good.
Rank isn't displayed if the competitive matches aren't played. So which means that you won't. I'm guessing this means that you be seen as an unranked or what I don't know.
Yeah,
Can't
unrated or unranked.
Rank
or whatever.
isn't displayed if competitive matches aren't played 14 days, but your rank doesn't decay behind the scenes. So you can just leave it there and it.
Yeah. And the closed beta,
and
your
the
rank.
Oh,
yeah.
This is the kicker. Your closed beta rank does not carry
over to the main launch.
So this means that if you were Valorant in the beta, homeboy, you're
not a
grinding
Valorant
back
no
to
more.
You're grinding back to
You are getting your butt back there.
Yeah, all right.
But now let's finish it up with our final and last topic, which is Rainbow Six Siege.
We also had 2 topics, but
which
if
would
we can
be
breeze through, if we can breeze through this, we can.
Oh,
we
Rage
can go
is
a
the
little
topic
over.
manager, so
Yeah.
it's all in Siege. All right, I'll let you take over this, and I'll say some words about it.
Thank you. Yeah, so we can if we can go a little. It'll.
You got 7 minutes.
So we can go a little over.
Yeah.
Patch notes for year 5.2. So, if you don't know, the quick match map pool will remain the same throughout 1, and we'll rotate it again in season 2. So that opens up whenever that releases. Now, balancing changes. This is the real kicker for some.
It is.
So Buck loses his frag grenades. Must I say, that is a real kicker to any Buck main out there. That takes out his utility tremendously. Because frags are probably, other than gadgets, are probably one of the most
desired
utility.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then they increase his skeleton key magazine capacity, which I guess is good. It's 5+1, so if you have 1 in the chamber, 6. And with the skeleton key max ammo, it's 25 plus chamber, 6.
Yep.
Goyo, they reduced one of his Volcon shield.
Really?
Now,
I didn't know that.
Did. You didn't know? Yeah. So,
okay.
I don't understand why they do this, seeing as Goyo is probably the least played operator in ranked. Honestly, I think that he's behind War. I think that he's behind That's how unplayed he is. And they also nerfed the TCSG damage for him and
There's just so
Cade,
much,
whatever.
like,
They
there's
just
so
they
much
just
to
killed him.
counter Goyo. I mean, you could try Goyo Jaeger, put the Jaeger thing by the Goyo thing, but I mean, you know.
It's not.
Jaeger, this is the worst part.
Yeah, he's now less of a pain in the shits. That's how you want to see it. He's now 2-speed. Now 2-speed. Now that is
Get rid of the man's
a real
ACOG,
kicker.
get rid of his
Get
speed.
rid of the man. Yeah, I mean, this is everyone saw. Not everyone saw this coming, but everyone knew that whenever it was in the test over, prayed that it wouldn't become a thing. But
Yes.
he got beefier. I'll say
Yes.
that.
Now Mazi and Ying.
Mozzie, still a shorty. Still a shorty. They just all they did was they just removed his. Oh snap! What I just do?
That's okay.
They
Removed his shorty.
They removed his
and they
shorty.
gave
That was it.
Ying more candelas, I believe.
Yeah, they did. So for Ying, they gave her 4 candles instead of 3, and they replaced her claymores with smoke grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going for that amazing,
annoying
bum rush,
yes,
smokes on all entrances, throwing your 4 candelas,
the
everyone in
casual
there
plays.
is nothing. You're singeing everyone's eyes.
Oh yeah, ears, eyes, all singed.
And I think that the one thing that everyone was praying for ever since her launch, increased damage to her LMG.
Yes, worst LMG in the game.
Yeah,
I think.
Arguably the worst. I think.
Arguably,
but,
yeah.
Like everyone hated this LMG, or
yep.
not. You could counter it by saying more bullets, but it's the least capacity LMG in the game.
I'd rather
anyway.
use any other weapon.
Exactly.
And just before we get to, go ahead. Yeah, before we get to Caveira.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course, they decreased the damage to the TCG 12 with Cade and Goyo. We've already mentioned that. You can read it for yourself. But let's get to Caveira. Small thing, but nice change.
And a small but very nice change.
Yes.
Anyway, I am that annoying person that will intimidate. If you game, I will reach. All right. They're adding the Razer holographic sight to M12. If you don't know what the Razer holographic sight is, let me just see this real quick. It's the gun. The gun.
Nice
it's
search
the sight that's on Ma's gun. Look.
Yes.
So it's this thing. It's this thing.
It's the thing on Frost's gun.
Yeah.
Or the
they
Roni.
actually just added. Yeah, the Roni or Frost. They just added to Frost. And I'm actually kind of happy
Side
about
note,
that.
very nice looking sight. Like
it's a
in the
very
rim.
nice.
It looks really cool.
In the realm of cool looking sights, I would say that's probably. And that's pretty much it. Bug fixes, a lot of things that no one will even notice were fixed.
Yes.
Like a bunch of small things. Moving on. To Gear 5 Season 2 leak.
Yes,
this is probably one of the coolest things. Like, I'm actually very happy. I think, and I know that JoJo is. Yes. Let's just get to the attacker. Let's call it. It's Operation Hidden Eyes. Operation Hidden Eyes, or it's supposed to be Hidden Eyes. That's what they're saying. And I know that JoJo loves this because, bruh, an attacker with the C70. A very powerful rifle. My
favorite weapon in Siege.
A very powerful rifle. Very powerful. Like, I don't know. Like, I think people use Jackal not even for his specifically. He's a 2 speed. His name's Odin. He'll have the C70 AK-12, which is rifle. You have the SDP 9mm, which I think is the one that that's the one that Mozzie and Gridlock have.
Perhaps.
I think. And the PMM, which is the Russian one. So sorry, we're still not gonna get new weapons that aren't recycled.
Yeah, not recycled.
And yes, I know that nearing the mark, but I think we can go a little just to get the last two top. I think.
Yes.
2 speed. The gadget.
You are right on that. By the way, that is Gridlock's pistol.
Okay, thank you very much for this fact check. He can climb up walls and ceilings, dig holes through soft walls.
Yes.
Now that, I don't know. That is going to be a bit of a, I just realized what this said. If you know what that is, I'm sorry. So it's fine. Okay. It can also replenish attacker health over time within a. We're gonna start wrapping this up in just a second. Yes. I'll breeze for an hour. I'll just breeze. The defender Phyllisway from South Africa.
Yes.
She's a female defender. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that since Clash, I think.
Clash. No, Gridlock, yeah. Right?
I defender, female defender.
My bad.
Yeah, Clash. A 3 armor, 1 very great operator. Because think about this. She has Legions SMG with an ACOG.
You love to see it. ACOG on defense is already good enough.
It's already amazing, dude.
Yes.
Now, she'll have the ITA 12. I think. Oh no, this is the long barrel. This is the long shotgun that Mira has. Yes. I'm pretty sure. L stands for long. That's how I see it. And the RG-15, which is Ella and Sophia's pistol. The green laser sight and the red.
Yes. But a slow operator though.
Yeah, very slow operator. Gadget Smart Wire. It's a barbed wire that slows down enemies significantly and does damage over time. So it's basically Gridlock.
But it pings you.
Barbed wire. And it'll and it's immune to melee, and it'll mark gadgets wire, which it's like with the new ping gadget system. If you didn't know about that, they're adding a ping gadget system, and if it goes through, ping it for defenders. And her name's Phyllisway.
Which is gonna be annoying to call out.
Horrible name to call out. I would say it's Philly.
Yes.
Before we do the outro here, I was gonna talk about the thing Nintendo confirms 160,000 accounts were accessed in a huge privacy breach. Now, this is just news. It's like, I just think that people have to...
Tilts have never been trust a man with the mustache, but,
Yeah, I mean, I think... Like, they just have to be able to... Really just be able to...
Just...
take care of their users'
They need to be like Riot. Easy. Even though that's like a game-making company versus that actual, like... They make systems, but you get the point. But
yeah,
that about wraps it up for our first episode of the Outcast.
It's we had an hour, right?
Yes.
An hour. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you very much for watching.
Actually, that we're supposed to schedule next Friday
afternoon.
So turn on notifications just so you.
And follow our other platforms to know when we're about to go live, because we'll post when we're about to go live anyways. But make sure you do that. All links in the description when this video uploads.
Whenever the video on demand uploads.
Yeah, yep. And I hope you guys see us back for the next episode, episode 2.
Episode 2 and all new topics.
Any last words?
Still have the next episode may still have quarantine as the first topic, just an update. But yes. I've been Wheezy.
The JoJo.
That's what you said. And we thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, have a great day. And I'll see you in the next episode of The Outcast.